Thought Bubble Audio.
Look, up in the sky.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Welcome to Beer with Geeks with Tim and Frank.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A couple of guys with a couple of beers and a whole lot of pop culture nostalgia.
Make it so, number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Named the dog Indiana.
Life finds a way.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Now sit back and crack open a cold one, because it's time for Beer with Geeks.
It comes in paints?
Shaken, not stirred.
Great Scott! I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where you're listening to Two Geeks Geek Out with Beer. I'm Tim.
And I'm Frank.
Great. Frank, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking some more of Brooklyn Brewery's delicious IPA. It's it reminds me of home. It reminds me of my New York days.
You didn't grow up in Brooklyn. Get out of here.
You're right,
You didn't grow up there. I don't even know if I'm doing a Brooklyn accent or not.
I don't think no.
I don't think I am.
Nope.
What does a Brooklyn accent sound like?
I mean, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Just forget about
it. Go get the coffee. Here we go. Forget about it. All right, I'm now better. All right.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking, Mr. Fake Brooklyn accent?
Well, I'm drinking light beer, so you can call me Mr. Light Beer. Okay.
All right, Mr. Light Beer, prove it.
I am partaking of the Miller 64 this evening.
Yes.
Whereas last time I was partaking in the Mick Ultra, I decided to dip my calories down 30 and go with 64 or 31 because the Mick Ultra has 95 calories.
That's right. Yeah.
And now I'm at the 64.
The 64 to Miller 64 to Miller 64.
I like that song.
I do. I find it a actually a pretty good jingle as far as if you have to have a jingle. That's not a bad one. That's kind of something you don't hear a lot of in commercials nowadays. Like I mean, I guess you kind of do, but sort of like a something that's not meant to be annoying or not meant to be like.
Well, give me another jingle that's recent.
I'm having a hard time thinking of one.
Yeah,
like,
right. I am too.
Like other than like kids commercials, maybe like or like cereals or whatever.
I'm a big kid now.
Yeah, or like Nationwide is on your side.
Oh,
like,
that's a good one.
But those are I guess like old. I guess is what I'm saying. Like those have been around for a long time, so it's almost like it wouldn't be a Nationwide ad without that jingle or like.
That's true. Well, what about like Birdie and Phil's? Is that everywhere, or is that just
just New England? That's So that's a New England furniture chain for people who don't know. But I feel like that might. I don't know. I'm not. I am a recent New England transplant, so I don't know. Has that been around forever? Like, have they always done that?
Honestly,
as far as you can remember,
I don't pay enough attention. Well, I mean, until you really move out of your parents' house, you don't really pay attention to furniture commercials.
That's true. Yeah.
It's not like, oh, Birdie and Phil is having a sale on couches today. I better get going. Oh, wait, I live in one room with a bed,
Right.
I don't know. But Miller 64 is definitely, it has one of the better jingles.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's interesting that it's interesting when you see that. For me anyway, like wow, that's like kind of like a throwback to old style.
Old commercials. I agree. I miss the Folgers guys personally.
Oh, yeah.
I miss them. They were awesome. Even before I liked coffee, I wanted coffee because of them. and I don't drink Folgers now, but
there you go. So it really worked on you.
Well, they don't have K-cup Folgers. Do they have K-cup Folgers?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm not a Keurig man myself.
I wasn't. So. I was not a Keurig man. I was a Keurig lady for a while. But then I decided to just be a Keurig man instead. I know it saves time in the morning because I live by myself, so I'm going to make a whole pot of coffee.
Right. No, that makes total sense.
One to-go cup.
Yeah,
it makes sense. I have the little K-cup thing where you can put in the grounds.
Yeah, like any coffee you want and put it in there.
Right, but I don't really want to clean it, so I'm going to destroy the environment instead with my K-cups.
Yeah, that is kind of that is like. It's amazing how that took over and how like Keurig just totally owns that now. It's like, yeah, you buy these little pods and put them in there, and it does seem kind of really wasteful to have.
It's super waste. It's a lot of plastic for one cup of coffee.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot of waste for
Right. But then but by making a whole pot of coffee and ditching it for one cup, you're then wasting coffee grinds or coffee beans.
Right, that's true.
Which is also slowly becoming a depleted commodity.
I guess that's kind of like like snack foods always have like come in like, pre-wrapped single serve packages, or at least that's becoming more of the thing. Every like snack you buy, other than like things like chips, right? They come in like a big bag. I'm talking about like kids snacks that come in like their little individual pouches, or like, when we were kids, like Dunkaroos would have the little plastic tray where you have the cookies in one thing and the frosting in the other, like
super wasteful, but so delicious.
Very delicious.
There was never enough frosting in the Dunkaroo.
Never. You always ran out. You always ran out. You got too overzealous at the beginning, and then by the end, you're like conserving the little drips and drabs of frosting that are left, and you're just like, I just want it to last till the last cookie. Right.
Well, especially if you have like you let your friends share, and like you're a conservative frosted dipper, but they're not.
I guess they take a big old dip.
And you're like, dude, we're sharing this thing.
That was mine.
Yeah, I'm letting this lunchtime be awesome for you. Don't take away this privilege.
I know. Isn't it like lunchtime politics and lunchtime like jealousy when you were a kid, like in like the cafeteria, and it'd be like, oh, that kid has Lunchables, he's so lucky.
That's so true. But then if you actually like were like lucky enough to get the Lunchables when you were like, they were gross. They were I never liked them.
I remember. I mean, I think I told myself that I liked them, but
because
like
they had a cool name and stuff, and everybody had them.
And it just it seemed like the cool thing. But like looking back, I'm like, it was like the Lunchables pizza was basically just like a cracker with pizza sauce and then cheese on top of it, and you ate it cold. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, it was not good, and like even the sauce was terrible.
Yeah, and like I like cold, like I'll eat cold pizza. Like I if I have pizza in my fridge from the night before,
but that's when it was cooked first.
Right, exactly.
Right,
yeah. Like,
Lunchables doesn't come with a little microwave or like an easy bake oven for you to pop it in and wait 3 hours to cook brownies. Whatever.
And it's still a thing. Like they still sell them. I still see them in the grocery store, and like I saw a video on BuzzFeed that was like 90s kids eat Lunchables in the present day, and it was just like a bunch of people like basically our age, like between like mid-20s to 30s, eating Lunchables now, and like all just like being like, oh yeah, that was not as good as I remembered it being.
Yeah, well, your taste buds change too.
That's true, but it probably to some extent. I mean, yeah.
So I'm like, does that mean that because taste buds changed, does that mean that they were better when you were little,
maybe.
And then they become not so good afterwards?
I hadn't considered that, so that's interesting. That's an interesting possibility.
I used to hate tuna, and now I love tuna.
Yeah, there's lots of foods that I like didn't used to like, and I came around to.
Were you a picky eater when you were a kid?
I was a super picky eat eat eggs. I wouldn't eat most vegetables. I was like super picky.
Oh, see, I wasn't. See, I'm saying like, oh no, I wasn't that picky. My parents barged in the door like, you were super picky. Shut up.
You were the worst.
Yeah, I don't remember being super picky. I remember like not liking tomato sauce on my pasta.
Oh, interesting.
And I didn't like lima beans, but nothing like this is extravagantly terrible. I refuse to eat this. But rose-colored glass. I might be making up my own memories.
That's interesting. Like, do you remember anything you didn't like? What you wouldn't eat? Like, do you remember anything?
That's interesting. I was not a big fish person when I was younger at all. I do remember not liking fish.
Which, like, growing up in New England is like a crime.
Yes, it is. I grew up in one of the biggest fishing ports in the world, so it really was a crime. But I'm still even particular to my types of fish. So
yeah, I am too. I've always been that way.
And I am a seafood fan, but there's just some that I'm like, they don't do it for me. But I mean, there's also some cuts of, this other, I'm not a big pork guy, but I love chicken, so
Sure.
white meats can't please everybody. I don't know. I'm all over the place, but I do have something that I wanted to share.
Oh.
When you said the Dunkaroo thing, and I meant to even send this to you, and I forgot. I saw online somebody made they figured out how to make Dunkaroo dip.
What?
I know. They figured out the recipe, so you can just go to the grocery store and make it yourself.
Like the frosting?
Yep, the frosting.
Oh, wow.
I actually meant to go and do it myself, but I thought there was something sad about just a single 20-something-year-old guy just making Dunkaroo dip and having nobody to share it with.
So that's something you need to do for like a party.
All by myself.
I feel like you need to make that dip.
Dunkaroo.
I feel like you should make that and then get like Teddy Grahams and
Oh, totally. Yeah, for a party,
Yeah, invite when you have people over, like make that as a snack and like,
I totally would. I absolutely would. Next time I have people over.
Be the most popular person on the block.
Yeah, well, I live with a bunch of old people, so I don't know if their systems can handle the Dunkaroo dip.
All right, make jelly too. You can make Jell-O. Make Jell-O too.
Make jelly.
Make jelly. Just a whole lot of jam and toast.
Mash up a bunch of fruit and boil it and put a lot of sugar in it and mix it together to make some jelly. I have no idea if that's how you make jelly or not. I made that up.
Pretty sure there's... I'm sure that the large and powerful jelly lobby that listens to this program is really angry at us right now for completely misrepresenting their art.
You don't know who listens. You don't know how this thing is connected to people.
6 degrees of Jell-O separation. Jelly separation.
Someone that reminds me of something have you ever played the Adolf Hitler Wikipedia game?
What? Oh God, wait. Okay, I haven't, but I think I know what. Just based on the name, I think I can figure out what it is.
Yeah, it's like the Kevin Bacon game. 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon is 6 degrees of Adolf Hitler on Wikipedia. God. So the theory is that you can type in any random subject, like from bird feeder to dog sled to jelly, like whatever. And in 6 clicks or less, you can get to the Adolf Hitler Wikipedia page.
Huh. By the way, one of my favorite things you can do on Google is pick anybody and type in Gary Oldman. If you type in Gary Oldman bacon number, Google will tell you how many degrees. I did know this.
Yeah.
How many degrees of separation? So Gary Oldman's bacon number is 1. He and Kevin Bacon appeared in Criminal Law. Or so really we should do Kevin Smith.
Well, Gary Oldman and Kevin Bacon appeared in JFK together.
Right. Okay, but here's another. Okay, see, but some of these are really obscure. Kevin Smith's bacon number is 2.
Kevin Smith and Linda Florentino appeared in Dogma. Linda Florentino and Kevin Smith appeared in Queen's Logic.
And Kevin Bacon appeared in Queen's Logic, yeah.
What did I just... Oh, Kevin's... Right, yeah, okay.
I think it's hilarious that Google has done that and actually has, set it up in such a way that you can... It's a pretty reliable source.
Adolf Hitler's bacon number is 2.
Oh, geez. How? Is
Adolf
some
Hitler
documentary?
And Michael Fassbender appeared in Blood Creek. Michael Fassbender and Kevin Bacon appeared in X-Men First Class.
That's scary.
Isn't that scary?
Wow. Yeah, see, things like that are a little... That's weird, interesting, and kind of weird because like stock footage of him is going to count as being in a movie with someone, so that's kind of...
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Right. Interesting.
Wow.
So we went from snack foods to the Hitler Wikipedia game to bacon numbers.
Makes sense. I followed it.
Totally. I'm sure everyone at home did too.
To wrap up, if you could have one snack with Adolf Hitler from the 90s,
my gosh,
what would it be?
None. I don't want anything to do with him.
The correct answer would be...
All right.
The correct answer would be squishing out the Gushers juice into his eyes. I'm sorry. You have failed.
Oh, right. Making him eat Lunchables and watching him.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So where can the people find us, Timothy?
The people can find us on the Twitter at Beer with Geeks. They can find us on the websites at beerwithgeek.com. Geeks.com, I should say. They can find us on the Gmail at beerwithgeeks@gmail.com. They can find us on the Facebook at facebook.com/beerwithgeeks. And they can find us every week on Friday on Stitcher Radio and iTunes Radio. Beer with Geeks.
Awesome. Good stuff.
It is good stuff. Frank, until next time. Listeners, until next time. Yes?
Yes.
Cheers.
This podcast is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. All character names, sound effects, and quotes are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Thought Bubble Audio Studios unless otherwise indicated.